More than 50 million Americans hold some form of cryptocurrency. This digitalization of financial services is not a trend. It is a transformation. Here at the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, we've confirmed that national banks and federal savings associations may engage in certain cryptocurrency activities responsibly in order to serve their customers. OCC regulated banks may provide custody services, including the safekeeping and secure storage of cryptocurrencies and other digital assets, all on behalf of their customers. The banks we supervise also may buy and sell cryptocurrencies they hold in custody at their customers' direction. Additionally, these banks may provide other custody services, including record keeping, tax, or reporting services for their customers. OCC banks may use a sub-custodian to provide the same services, subject to appropriate third-party risk management practices. While a range of cryptocurrency and digital asset activities may be performed by banks and their third parties, I want to be clear that the OCC expects these activities to be conducted in a safe and sound manner and in compliance with applicable law. To learn more, please visit occ.gov.
Hey, what's going on, bull runners? Welcome back to the channel. Glad to have you guys here today. Have you ever felt like you were just one step behind these big moves in the crypto world? Like you hear about XRP spiking or a massive $235 billion market surge after it happens, and you're left wondering, how do I get ahead of this? Well, today's video is your ticket to staying in the know. The crypto market is exploding right now with game-changing news like XRP revolutionizing healthcare payments, a wild report about Trump and a crypto reserve, and Stripe making stablecoins going global. But here's the thing. These stories aren't just headlines. They're signals where the money is flowing to next. So stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'll break it all down for you in simple terms. So that way you can spot opportunities before they pass you by. Plus, we will be heading over to X to find out all the breaking news that's happening in the crypto world today. We'll head over to the Forex Factory and look at all the red folder news that you need to know about financial. We'll get an update from Altcoin Pro University on some airdrop updates. We will check in on XRP in the charts, and we're also going to be looking for our next resistance and, of course, our support levels happening right now. We'll also be looking at our short-term and long-term momentum waves on our higher timeframes. We'll deep dive into Wellgistics Health to integrate XRP into their payment structure. Did Trump get tricked into pushing XRP? And so much more in today's video. So if you're like most people where you don't have the opportunity to spend hours a day in the crypto news like we do for you here on this channel, make sure you subscribe today. And if you're feeling bullish about this current bull run, let me know by commenting 777 down below. Also, don't forget to head over to X and enter your chance to win $100 worth of XRP giveaway. And if you win, all you need to do is like this post, comment XRP below the post, sign up for our Blowfin account using an affiliate link right here. You can get a 10% deposit bonus up to $50,000 on your initial deposit. Winners will be announced in our daily email newsletter every Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. You can also subscribe to Altcoin Secrets. Congratulations to Kaio Alexiel for winning last week's giveaway.
Most people that are interested in crypto trading don't have the time to manage their entries and stop losses, so they invest with emotion, and that's why they lose. So we have a powerful way for you to make money by directly copying our trades and other successful crypto traders. And copy trading is one of the easiest and most popular ways to make money in crypto. Copying other traders that had more experience than me is how I became a crypto millionaire before 30 when I was new to the industry back in 2016, but I had to manually enter the trades myself, which was super stressful because I didn't understand how to properly set up stop losses or take profits back then. So I ended up missing great entry points or holding longer than I should have, losing out on potential profits. That's why leveraging a copy trading platform that does this for you is the best way to go. And how it works is the exchange will put in the orders for you when you copy another experienced trader. That way you don't have to manually follow the trade alerts or enter or exit trade positions sitting at a computer all day long. And it's very easy to get started with too. All you have to do is go to the link in the description below this video and create your free account, deposit any crypto asset that is listed on the platform, and then choose which trader you like to copy that has the best win rate. And full disclaimer, because we believe in transparency, we do earn a small commission for every trade that you make on the exchange, but that helps support videos like this to help you succeed. And you could also get exclusive access to our top altcoin picks and breaking crypto news updates as well inside of our Telegram group through the link below this video. So check that out. I know you're going to love it.
Before we get too deep into the news, let's check out the overall health of the crypto market today over here, crypto market cap. We are coming in at a $3.22 trillion total market cap, up 7.4%, with a fantastic $163 billion worth of trading volume in the last 24 hours. And as you can see here on the 30-day market cap charts, we have really surged to the upside from our bottom that just happened literally the beginning of the month, April 8th. Now we're rolling into May 8th and 9th, but it was $2.38 trillion just a month ago, and now we're at $3.2 trillion. Fear and greed index coming in at 70, taking a huge surge to the upside. Yesterday was a 53 neutral, last week was 55, and just last month we were all the way in extreme fear at 15. Altcoin season index ticking up just a tad. We're at 31 out of 100 because last week we were at 18 full-on Bitcoin season. Bitcoin dominance at 63.5%. And as we've been tracking, the Bitcoin ETF tracker was really the leading indicator to this surge. As you can see, inflows started happening a couple of weeks ago. April 16th was when it started moving to the upside pretty steadily. 2 days in a row on the 21st and the 22nd, over 900 million worth of inflows. And then we tapered off a little bit, but we have continued to have extreme inflows into the ETFs, institutional buying. This is on the 30-day chart here. When you zoom out on the yearly, you can see we've really had some explosive growth to the upside. $3 billion 2 weeks ago, $1.8 billion last week, and already over $482 million this week in Bitcoin inflows. Taking a look at the top 5 cryptos by total market cap, Bitcoin getting to 102,000 and surpassing that $2 trillion market cap, $2.039 trillion, already making a big move. Ethereum coming in number 2 at $21.98, $265 billion. Tether number 3, $1 of course, $149 billion. XRP at number 4 at $2.30, $135 billion total market cap. BNB at $625, 88 billion market cap. Solana coming in at number 6, $162 a coin, $84 billion market cap. Will Solana reach up and take out BNB? How soon will XRP surge up and take out Tether? And ultimately, will XRP surpass Ethereum this cycle? Let me know down in the comments. Heading over to Forex Factory, looking at the red folder news this week, we've been following all of this very close. The important information that came out was the PMI report was forecasted at 50.2. We beat it, 51.6. Great news there. Unfortunately, on Wednesday, the federal funds rate remained the same. As you guys have been seeing, Trump and Jerome Powell are at war with each other on what the actual rates should be. In reality, Americans know, we all know, Trump knows we should be reducing the interest rate, but Jerome Powell is being stubborn and fighting back. He kept the interest rates at 4.5%. Then he went out and gave a speech. Crazy volatility in the markets. That was yesterday. Then today, unemployment numbers come out this morning. The expected forecast, 231,000. We beat it, smoked it, actually, 228,000. So that is a number under the forecast, which means it's very positive for the economy. And you saw what happened in the markets today. Looking ahead to next week, lots of major news. Tuesday, CPI coming in. Then on Thursday, we're going to have PPI. Retail sales month over month, and unemployment claims are always very important. You saw that report that came out today was really positive for the markets. And Friday, we will also be getting the preliminary inflation expectations. Before we get into our main headlines, let's jump over into the breaking news. Latest, Stripe does launch stablecoin accounts in 101 countries now. This is a big deal. Stripe, one of the main processors for all businesses around the world, now going to be able to accept stable coins. We're seeing a huge push into this market of accepting cryptocurrency as a whole. enabling business to send, receive, and hold USDC, USDB, and more, which is why I put this video at the beginning of today's video. The OCC regulated banks may buy and sell assets held in custody and are permitted to outsource bank permissible crypto assets activities, including custody and execution services. So the United States Office of the Comptroller of Currency is allowing all cryptos to go through. Banks have 100% accessibility allowance to use crypto in everyday uses. If you've been around crypto for a little while, you are a genius. You knew this was coming. The financial reset is going to crypto, and it's already starting to happen. People called us weirdos, psychos, crazy conspiracy theories. It is happening, ladies and gentlemen. And today, if you saw this, President Trump this morning said Fed Chair Powell won't cut rates because he's not in love with me. That's what I've been telling you guys. This is my personal opinion. The real reason Jerome Powell is fighting the administration going on right now is because he's part of the deep state. He does not like Trump.
The chairman of the Fed, Jerome, if he would lower interest rates like China did, like I think UK did, but like numerous other countries have done, it's like jet fuel. It'd be great. But he doesn't want to do it. I think he doesn't want to do it. Probably he's not in love with me. I think that's what it's sort of a crazy reason, but that's the way life is. Anybody in his position would be learning. It would be like jet fuel. But even without that, we're doing well.
Also, breaking news, Texas did pass their strategic Bitcoin reserve bill out of the House committee, so it's making the move closer and closer to getting approved in Texas. Also, SoftBank is investing billions of dollars in a company that wants to buy Bitcoin, more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy. Eric Trump says Bitcoin is going to have explosive growth very soon. It's coming. And huge announcement from Coinbase. We are acquiring Deribit Official to build the most powerful global crypto platform, bringing spot, futures, and options trading together under one roof. And speaking of houses passing bills, Missouri House just passed a bill to exempt capital gains on taxes on Bitcoin and crypto. But in some sad news as far as bills being passed, the Genius Act failed to pass the Senate. So if passed, the bill would have been the first ever regulatory framework for stablecoins in the United States. Unfortunately, it did not make it. Justin Hester Pierce says the agency, SEC, is considering a conditional exemption to allow trading of tokenized securities using blockchain, aiming to foster innovation while maintaining investor protections. So again, more things coming, everything moving to the blockchain, real world assets moving to the blockchain. Also, big news, Strive, which is Vivek Ramaswamy's company, just revealed how that they're going to buy billions of Bitcoin.
The second is one that I'll keep it more high level because it's hard to almost believe unless you see it. So I want people to see it, but I want to explain the high level of it. So there's an interesting issue in capital markets where many publicly traded companies are actually trading below the net cash that they hold. So even after you take out the liabilities of these companies, the net cash, the companies are valued at less than the net cash. And so Strive sees an opportunity here, multi-billion opportunity, to actually merge those companies into our Bitcoin treasury company and to basically acquire $1 for 90 cents on the dollar or less and use that money to buy Bitcoin in a way that is accretive to the common equity shareholders, right? Because to me, there's not much of a better way that you can accrete value to common equity shareholders than to buy a Bitcoin for 90 cents on the dollar or less. And so that's something that we're actively engaged in right now. Our hope is that we can announce something before the close of our transaction or shortly thereafter, but I think it's a very innovative, repeatable strategy that is a multi-billion-dollar type of opportunity that we're bringing to the table. And again, it's leaning into the finance experience for us as a financial services company.
So interesting play there. How are they going to buy $1 worth of Bitcoin for 90 cents? Only time will tell. And today was an amazing day to be a crypto person, crypto trader, crypto investor, crypto holder. $235 billion added to the cryptocurrency market. Finally, we see these green charts coming out. If you remember, so many times we continue to see billions and billions of bleed out As far as crypto goes, now we are pumping positively in the market. Ethereum 21% up today, XRP 8%, Bitcoin up 5% in one day. In fact, it was so good today for Bitcoin, it officially surpassed Amazon to become the 5th largest asset in the entire world by market cap. And as we've been talking about for quite some time, the conspiracy of the 589 following by Brad Garlinghouse today being 589. When you do the math on 2025 adding up to 9, and we got May 8th, so 589. Would something potentially massive happen for XRP today? And yes, absolutely it did. Breaking: Ripple and the SEC settle their lawsuit. Both parties filed a joint motion in the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York, agreeing to a settlement. Now they seek an indicative ruling to end the injunction against Ripple and release the $125 million in escrowed penalties. Ripple, however, will pay $50 million to the SEC, with the rest returned to Ripple. And this is official. It is officially filed. Amazing news for XRP. So on 589, Ripple and the SEC's lawsuit comes officially to an end. Now, there's a couple little other things paperwork-wise, but the announcement was made today. And big news for XRP, they're going to be included in Wellgistics Health payment infrastructure. Wellgistics cited the finality time of XRP transactions and reduced transaction costs, which are fractions of a penny compared to legacy financial architecture like automated clearinghouses or ACH payments or wire transfers, and reasons using XRP. Brian Norton, CEO of Wellgistics Health, said in the announcement, "I believe that the future winners in healthcare will not be companies with the biggest buildings. They will be those with the fastest rails, cleanest data, and more efficient platforms. We are betting on infrastructure, not inertia." As we saw, though, banks and legacy financial institutions are pushing back against the Genius stablecoin bill, arguing that stablecoins would erode the banking industry's market share of financial services and eventually drive banks out altogether. And guess what happened today? The bill failed. But congratulations to XRP and Wellgistics of merging together, and Wellgistics using the best payment system out there. And was Trump tricked at putting XRP in the crypto reserve? A March social media post announcing president's plan for strategic crypto reserve reportedly came from an employee of a lobbying firm tied to Ripple Labs. So according to this report, pro-Trump lobbyist Brian Ballard gave the president the text to a social media post. She recommended he write in announcing the U.S. strategic crypto reserve that would include XRP, Solana, Cardano. After he posted the message to his social media platform on March 2nd, Trump learned Ripple was one of Ballard's clients, infuriating the president, who felt like he'd been used, Politico reported. And we all remember the famous tweet, "Crypto reserve will elevate the critical industry after years of corrupt banks attacks by Biden administration," which is why the executive order on digital assets directed presidential working group to move forward with crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, and ADA, when that was supposed to just be Bitcoin, but that did help for a nice, fat, juicy pump at that time. "I will make sure the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. We make America great again." All right, headed over to XRP in the charts. We're going to be taking a look at our daily charts right here. And what we can see, we did break through. Again, we're using our spider lines, which are historic lines from the past over here. They actually come from the drop of 2018 with the pivot point of April of 2021, giving us lines into the future, which are our new support and resistance lines. And as you can see, they've been pretty spot on thus far. So right now, what we are looking at is we finally broke above our $2.25 range. Now we're looking to make that move up into the 250 resistance. And then after that, we'll be able to make our way up into the 280 resistance. Now, looking at our short-term and long-term momentum waves on the daily charts, we can see we did break above the zero line on our long-term momentum wave, indicating we are going green, long-term bullish. We had a little pullback into the zero line, bounced off that very, very positive news there, springing us back to the upside. Now, remember, historically, last time we broke above the zero line was back on November 9th. And ever since November 9th, we had that super surge to the upside. And then obviously also our new all-time high. So it is very exciting to see XRP breaking back above that zero line, getting back into bullish momentum on the long term. Now, when we take a look at the short-term momentum wave, as you can see, we did reset to zero, and we're riding there until April 11th before we started making a surge to the upside. But the reality is we were still rocking long-term bullish. Now that we have broken both bullish on the long term and riding top 100 on the short-term momentum wave, you can see we were doing well as far as trading sideways until we finally break this 225. We did have a start of a reset to the downside to zero for this short-term momentum wave, stopped at 25 and it's bounced to the upside, just like we saw on our long-term momentum wave. Yesterday had a really, really amazing move to the upside. Now, we did leave a very large fair value gap that I would definitely want to continue paying attention to, as we can see right here. Now, with the momentum building the way it is, I personally do not see it coming back and retesting this level. If anything, we very may likely retest this 225 before moving to the upside. But the reality is we have a fair value gap right here above us at $2.39. And we can see this momentum continue to carry us all the way back up to 100 before needing a reset, which could more than likely get us to that $2.50 level. As we take a look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin has definitely been leading more than other altcoins. Obviously, we can see Bitcoin actually broke above its zero line all the way back here on April 20th, 420. And the day that it broke above, the very next day had its first surge to the upside, followed by a secondary day. And then it did come into this very important key area of support and resistance. That was from 94,800 to 99.5. And we did full on clear that. Now, there is a possibility we come back, retest this. It's always nice to have a retest on these zones, but you can see we've already maxed out short-term momentum. It very well likely could reset to the zero. But right now we are looking strong and bullish to the upside. Now, one other thing I wanted to take a look at is on a much larger time frame here, which is the weekly charts. As we can see, the last time that our short-term momentum reset to zero and we were still bullish in the green on Bitcoin, this is a much larger time frame on the weekly. Once it started making its move to the upside, it went from the 58,000 level all the way up to the 108,000 level, which was a $50,000 Bitcoin move and an 85% move to the upside. Now, we have the same exact thing happening right now. Our short-term momentum had reset. It made its move to the upside. Right now, short-term momentum reset. We're still bullish long-term. You can see we're turning up. We are finally, this is the first time we've seen this on the indicator. We're finally getting the turn to the upside here on the weekly charts. So now that we have this move right here and we take a look at this candle, which is the first move to the upside of the candle, and we take it 85%, if the same exact move happens on our shaft trend cycle move here with it is here, looking at an 85% move to the upside, we can see a range of 172,000. If we take a look at the same thing for XRP on the weekly charts, we have not seen the actual trigger move to the upside yet for XRP. Last time it reset to nearly zero, it actually hit about 8 before making its run to the upside with the shaft trend cycle. It was a 585% move. Once this starts to make its turn, as we talked about earlier, XRP has definitely been lagging behind Bitcoin. In fact, all altcoins are lagging behind Bitcoin. And of course, that has to do with our Bitcoin dominance chart that we've been following along with as well. Good news here, Bitcoin dominance has now maxed itself out and is looking for a reset to the downside like we had before in November for the massive run to the upside of all the other altcoins. Doesn't mean Bitcoin's not going to move up. It also will, but we could have this rejection that finally happened here at the top of our range that we've been talking about, which is the 64.75%. Now, it did wick to the upside. And if it does continue to make its move to the upside, we're looking at a 67% Bitcoin dominance potentially. But right now, there's a likelihood that we bounce off of this, make our way back down to the bottom side of this, a 60% Bitcoin dominance, which would allow Bitcoin to continue moving up, just altcoins moving up faster. And as we can see, obviously, XRP hasn't even started making its move to the upside. against Bitcoin like we just showed. But if we were to replicate the same exact move that we had last time of 585% to the upside, 586, 87% gets us up into the $14 range. And crazy enough, that is also where one of our spider lines will intersect. And that spider line comes to us from the week of November 23rd of 2020. So when you zoom out and take a look at it, kind of mind-blowing stuff here though. But last time when we took a move from our short-term momentum wave and we were full-on bullish long-term, it was a 585% move to that new all-time high before our pullback. Then a replication of that same move would get us to 587%, a $12 move, and that puts us at $14.20. Then the very next one that we would be looking at as far as our spider line, the next move to the next spider line is only 97%, but that gets us $28 XRP. So using the spider lines historically in the past has happened. These larger numbers obviously coming from a closer point of the pivot point right there. However, these historic numbers have been spot on the weekly charts. You can see, look at this spider line right here, literally caught the bodies here. So what I'm looking for in the next 2 days and 24 hours, the weekly candle will end Sunday night at about this time, or 5 p.m. Pacific time, whatever time you're watching this will be different. We're going to watch for the shaft trend cycle to make its cycle to the upside and see if we can replicate this move. If not, just replicating a 100% move gets us to a new all-time high. Exciting times ahead for XRP, for Bitcoin. It is exciting to see Bitcoin really making its surge to the upside. Long-term momentum showing it's ready to go. Short-term momentum showing it's ready to go.
Hey, bull runners, check this out. If you want to learn how to find the next 10x, 50x, or even 100x altcoin in this video, listen to this. Our research team posted GOAT on the 13th of October of 2024 when it was right at a penny, and since then it rallied to over $1 and is currently still up over 5,000%. That's like turning $1,000 into over $50,000. Our team called Pendle at only a $16 million market cap, or 16 cents, back on February 18th of 2023, all the way back here, and since then it's rallied up over 4,000%. That's a 40x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $40,000. Our team also called BitTensor Tau September 15th, 2022, before the token was ever even launched. And since then, Tau has rallied over 2,000%. That's a 20x. Our team even said Solana is most likely to be one of the easiest trades next year, and this was posted December 29th, 2022, on the day that Solana bottomed out at around $8. And since then, Solana looks like it's up over 2,500%. That's a 25x. It's like turning $1,000 into over $25,000. And the bull run is just getting started. The list goes on and on and on. Our team called Sui, Ondo, and even some of the biggest cult-based meme coins like MOG back in July 20th of 2023, the day that MOG launched. So if you want to learn how our team is finding these altcoins before they explode, we just launched Altcoin Pro University, where our research team gives you real-time altcoin picks with explosive potential for this bull run, along with 100+ expert curated classes crafted by industry experts to discover these gems yourself, on top of our live weekly calls every single week for in-depth crypto market analysis and daily updates. And that's just a fraction of what we offer inside of Altcoin Pro University. Just go through the link in the description below, get in right now, watch the 26-minute video covering everything that Altcoin Pro University offers.